So as we're talking about notifications, I'm going to show you something that I use a lot. And I use this for when I want a number of spreadsheets to feed into one sort of master sheet. So it could be something like an attendance list. So you might have your different sports that you've given your attendance list to your different coaches, and they're filling in the attendance, and you want to see quickly all the different attendance for your different clubs that you've got going. So I use something called import range, and that basically drags data from other spreadsheets and puts it into one centralized location in real time. So import range, I'm going to show you how it works. So up here I've got my example sheet, and as you can see, 3 people have told me their name, their age and their favourite sport. I want this data here to come into this master sheet. Now I could copy and paste it, that would allow me just to have the data there, but if any amendments are made in this sheet, it's not going to show up in the master sheet unless I use something such as import range. So let's get to work and let's see how it works. So as with any equation, you're going to click equals to start off with, and you're going to type in import range. Already telling me here that import range imports data from another spreadsheet. Perfect. Spreadsheet key. Now the spreadsheet key is up here in the bar. So what you're going to need to do is you need the spreadsheet key from the data sheet that you're wanting to import. So the key is after spreadsheets /d/, and you want to highlight this number at the top all the way to the next /, and just copy that. So Control and C, or just right mouse button and copy. Go back into your master sheet, and you're going to need to open quotation marks, paste that key in, close quotation marks, put a comma, open quotation marks. Now what you're going to need is the name of the tab, and you need to copy this exactly as it says. So the name of the tab down here, just for this one, is quite simply example. So in here, I'm going to copy it, example, exclamation mark, and then what cells in the tab do you want it to look at? So for example, I want it to look at columns A, B, C, but I could just say I want it to pull everything from A1 to B2. That's the way you want it to be that precise. I want everything from A to C. So if I go back in and I want column A to C, close quotations, close the bracket. Now that's ready to start importing that data. So if you press return, it'll call loading, and then it'll give you a reference. Right? Not to worry, just click it. It's just saying you need to connect the sheets. Allow it access. Boom, there we go. There's the information that we were looking for that's in this sheet. So now in real time, let's say Edward is 18, he likes swimming. Edward 18 swimming, real time. Joe is 12, he likes BMX. Go in the master sheet, there we go. And if I type anything in, for example column D, so this could be the form they're in, so form B, C, D, E, F. It's not going to come up here because we've not asked the import range to look for it. So now if we want it to include column D, we just change it up here. So now if we include column D, it'll reload, and there's the information for you. And you could have a number of these. So for example, if you wanted, this was now for example, and then you might have another sheet down here that is example 2. You would just repeat the same process. So you could have this as a one master sheet, but then you might have 10 different clubs that all the data is feeding into this one master sheet. So for example, if you need to find a student quite quickly, then this would be a great way of doing it using Google Sheets. Hope this has helped you, and let me know how you get on. I'd be very interested to hear.